actually,
It's a work session.
yeah. Oh, okay, good.
We are now live streaming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lancaster Town Board Work Session for June 16th, 2025. This evening during the work session, we're going to have presentations from two companies here in the town of Lancaster. First up is going to be Aero Collision. Ken Hesdeck, please, if you want to come up to the podium, Ken, and talk about your project.
What I'm planning to do is put a pole barn up in the backyard at my collision shop. We need more space. We're out of space, and we need more space to store things, equipment-wise and that. I mean, we do the collision work for the police department, the highway department, the parks department, the village of Lancaster, the Lancaster Fire Department, basically almost everything in the town.
Okay.
And we need more space so we can expand.
Okay. Any questions from any of the town board members?
And it's family owned and operated, and we're residents of the town. My parents built their house in 1957 here. Me and my three sons and my two daughters live in Alden, and my boys live here in Lancaster.
You got the plans there?
Yes, I do.
Could we just see them? You just hold it up for a second so we see roughly what it is.
Basically, it's a pole barn, and I've got the site plan, and Mr. Fashone was at the facility, and he looked it all over, and he says there shouldn't be a problem with anything as long as it's all done by exactly what's wrote up. Gotta bear with me, I'm having a cold.
That's all right.
Easiest way. And this is what we're proposing to put up,
Okay.
Just a regular pole barn, and then the site plan is right here, where it's going to be located, and it's well within the boundaries of the property. We're not interfering with anybody. And I think, from what I've been told by people in the town, we are the model collision shop. Image is everything with us.
Very good. Any questions from the town board members? No? No? Oh, any variances needed for this? No? Okay. Any comments, Matt? Any comments, Ed?
It's an existing site. It's an impermeable area. I don't foresee any major hurdles.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Is Ari Goldberg here yet? Okay. I don't see Ari anywhere. And is anybody here from Delta Sonic? I don't know. That's our people in the back, so nobody here from Delta Sonic. So we're going to talk about other stuff till these people show up, if they show up. Dawn, I know you had some stuff you wanted to talk about. in the
Yeah, I
session.
had a couple of things I wanted to discuss with the board. This is some things that I cannot make unilateral decisions on. I need the board's input, please. So grants. There are 4 projects in which there are some CFA grants and so forth coming out quite quickly here that we need to move on. So the 4 projects that we're looking at doing is a garage at the senior center that would house the senior vans and having an exterior bathroom on the end of it to aid the use of the band shell, which is becoming more frequent, and then people, the Youth Bureau building doesn't have to be open all the time. We can have exterior bathrooms over there. The splash pad that you're working on with a bathroom situation over there.
Yes.
Right? The connectivity of sidewalks, you know, neighborhoods and so forth that we've been talking about and trying to find a match, you know, matching grant for that. The USDA tennis grant, there's another grant coming out for our tennis program. That's kind of a no-brainer. The ceiling's 10,000 and there's no matching funds. I think we should just go for that. But the other ones, let's take the CFA grants that are coming out. There are CFA grants, 3 of them. 2 of them apply one of them applies to the garage, which is a bricks grant, and that project, a roundabout, according to Ed, and we just need some preliminary numbers for you guys just to make a decision whether we want to go for this, is 1.5 to 2 million with a 20% match. So it'd be about a $300,000 match. And then where are those funds going to come from? Okay. The splash pad is 750,000 ceiling. But that's with the bathrooms, the splash pad plus the bathrooms.
We were thinking maybe a little bit more.
Okay. Are you thinking about $1 million?
We don't have anything back, but the million would be the absolute highest that we would go.
Okay.
I think 750 is probably a decent amount to consider, but.
But these are just numbers that, without having time to go through
Yeah.
RFP and all that other stuff. But that's a 50% match, so that would end up being a $500,000 application. If we received the grant, we would have to come up with $500,000 from where? I don't believe there's enough
But
funds.
we're currently working, there's some money left over from the playground. We're trying to see if that can be utilized for the splash pad or the bathrooms at this point. So although it's 50/50, it could get down to about $300,000,
Okay.
which would be a pretty good cost for a splash pad where we're going to reutilize the water that's in there. And we'll go for some other grants for that as well, where we're not wasting water. But it costs money to have that all, you know, sent through the
circulating
filters and everything,
system.
so you can utilize it again and it's safe.
And Nick's not here, but you are, as far as the budgetary situation is concerned, I mean, do we have, and that's what I was thought was like 325,000 towards the splash pad situation. Do we have funds?
Yeah, we moved,
somewhere that
I think we
allocate?
already have that, where we could take care of that.
Okay.
Did you talk to him about the garage? Because I did not.
I did not, no, that's where we have to decide. So there's the 6-car garage, or, you know, to the garage, those vans, so they're not out in the freezing cold and freezing seniors, and prolongs the longevity of the vans and everything. With the outdoor bathrooms over there, that would be 300,000. And then the connectivity, that would either be a Trails or a SMART grant, possibly a DOT grant, but all of those are 50% match, but we're looking at a 2.5 million
Yes,
price tag on that one. So that would be more of a bonding thing, and if we bonded for that, John would probably get less equipment, you know.
At this point in time, I'm pushing for the connectivity, but at 50/50, no, I'm not good with that personally.
Okay,
So-
how do you feel about that? You're agreeing? Okay. The splash pad, we could submit, see, again, it has to fit. So if we're submitting splash pad with bricks, it's not gonna fit. But splash pad with REDC grant, it will fit. So do we want to pursue the splash pad grant?
Where were you thinking, was that gonna go at
Because-
Westwood?
Westwood splash pad with bathrooms over there, because it's near the playground too, so that'd be great for the families to have bathrooms, right?
Yeah, if you look at where the playground is, trees would come down, there'd be a slab put in there, picnic benches, so parents could sit there while their kids are either on the playground or in the splash pad area.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
it'd be,
awesome.
yeah, it'd be pretty cool, with some bathrooms added in there to the shelter that's currently there. So again, or maybe even changing rooms, but bathrooms definitely that will service both the playground and the splash pad.
And can I just add to that?
Of
And
course.
it does have to have a fence around it because it's a recirculating system. They explained that we met with them last Thursday, thank you. And they did explain that because of the recirculating system, it's just one of the requirements. I believe it was the New York State requirement. Yeah.
Now, the thing with the splash pad, and everybody's looking at what Tonawanda did. Tonawanda charges for the usage of the splash pad, which would help to pay for it as well. If somebody, they generally run till 6 o'clock, and then after 6 o'clock, you can have private parties there that cost like, they're charging about $525 for a couple
Yeah.
hours. So again, that seems to be the going rate. What is it during the daytime? Is it like $20 for?
So it's $5. So if you have a resident rec card already, which is about $40, I think. It's $5 per person, and it's for a 2-hour time period. So right now, I think the times were 1:30 to 3:30 during the week, and then the other time was 4 to 6. Weekends, I did not catch the hours, but I think there's 3 different time slots, but it is only a 2-hour slot. So if you show up at 11:30, you're only going to get an hour worth of time, and you still have to pay $5. If
Is the
you're a
water going to be
resident.
on a timer, or is there
It is
going to
on-
be an attendant there? Checking rec cards to make sure that you have a rec card?
This is what Tonawanda is doing. I'm not saying this is what Lancaster is going to do just yet. This is still just the beginning phases of trying to even come up with a quote of what it's going to look like. But they do that, so residents $5, non-residents are $7 a person. And they do have a rec attendant, they have multiple attendants, and they have a lifeguard, but that's because they have slides that have pools of water at the bottom of them. They might be only 6 inches, but it's still some standing water, so you have to have a lifeguard. We were purposely trying to avoid having a lifeguard there and avoiding having those pools of water, just for safety reasons. We didn't want to have that, or even any types of climbing steps or things like that, because whenever you add a level, there's
Right,
also
there's
another level
safety,
of
right.
safety to consider. So that's what Tonawanda does right now. What Lancaster's going to do is to be determined.
But
It's, $5 with the access card, $7 without the access card is what they're
Yes.
charging right now.
Yes.
So again, we'll see, but I kind of like the idea if we do go for it, if there's going to be parties afterwards or whatever, after 6 o'clock.
So
Right.
considering that, not to increase the price, would make sense to put a shelter in there?
Yes.
Yeah, we were
So
talking
that
about- we were talking about
shelter,
that earlier.
okay.
Yeah.
There is a
So-
shelter there right now. The idea was that they add to it in the bathrooms.
Oh, add to it, okay.
you'd like me to pursue the REDC grant for the splash pad then?
I'm good with that.
Yes.
Okay. As far as the garage is concerned, at the senior center, I know Mary Beth has been asking for this since I came out of the board a year and a half, and we haven't been able to find anything applicable till now. But again, that would end up being like a $300,000 match. So if I check with Nick, and there's funds somewhere, $300,000 match, would you guys be open to me pursuing the garage at the senior center? It's for the senior center and youth bureau both. And then outdoor bathrooms over there so that we didn't have to keep on opening up the youth bureau and have people going through the whole building.
If Nick, I'm good if Nick says the money is available to do it.
So I'll check with Nick on that. Okay, but the rest of the board, if I checked with Nick and he was able to find the funds?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, in my opinion, the splash pad would be priority.
Sure.
If for some reason we couldn't find funding.
Oh, no, splash pad and this, if we could find an additional,
Yeah.
kind of thing. They're good? Okay.
Good.
And I have one more thing to talk with you guys about, but I think our meeting people are here, so we don't.
Gary, you want to come on up? This is amendment to addendum to, what is this? Hamlet subdivision. Go ahead.
Sure. Thank you Supervisor Leary. Ari Goldberg from law firm of Barclay Damon. We represent Belvedere Apartments LLC. They're the owners of the undeveloped lots in the Hamlet Meadows subdivision right near the corner of Harris Hill and Worley. Back in 2019, the then owner of all the apartments filed a final plat amendment with this town board. It was approved. And then something that I know would never happen in Town Clerk Terra Nova's office, the final approval was never filed. So it doesn't exist on the recorded county maps. So we are going to be coming back with another final plat amendment application to this town board. The amendment is pretty straightforward. Right now, as it stands, all the undeveloped lots they're rectangular shaped and they all meet in the middle. But in the middle, there's the private road running through it. What the final plat amendment does is it amends those lots so that the road is in a appropriate amount of space between the lots, and then the point is to then dedicate that road to the HOA. So it becomes part of the private property of the condominium association or the homeowners association.
Private road.
Private road.
Questions from the board?
Should be straightforward. I'll work with the offices as usual.
Okay. Matt, Ed, anything?
Pretty
Okay.
straightforward.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Do we have anybody here from Delta Sonic? Sure, yes, come on up. All right, so we had a lot of complaints about noise in the middle of the night at Delta Sonic. So we asked these gentlemen to come in to explain to us what happened and kind of assure the residents that they're not going to have to go through that again. So who do we have tonight?
So Mike Yant, I'm the Director of Construction Development for Delta Sonic.
My name is Tom Summers, District Manager. I oversee the facility on Transit Road.
So in this case, I got a call on it. We've been open now since '21, and we have, when we do our pit cleaning, exterior pit cleaning, it has been typically done during the day. We have some facilities we do at night, where we're not near residents that have any issues, depends on the machinery that they use, but in this case, they used a vac truck, and it was extremely loud. We found that out. We got the calls. We wanted to apologize to yourself, the board, and the residents. We are not going to be doing anything there at night like that again. Again, that was basically a one-off with the scheduling with our property management. So I just wanted to come back and report that. So everything would be done, typically they start about 7 in the morning or so, they'll come in and do the vac work. And then it doesn't disrupt our business, so they can do it off to the side, but they'll do it during the day. And again, it was a loud situation, shouldn't have happened, and just wanted to apologize. We also, our marketing department is doing a localized mailer to the residents right around us within a certain distance. I'm not exactly sure, but the apartments on Transit next to us, and then there's, I know there's some apartments, houses, and condos off of William right behind us as well. They're going to do a mailer to that as well to apologize for any inconvenience, any noise disruption they had, and then also send them like a gift card, again, just to say sorry about that. Apologize. That is a one-off, and we won't be doing that kind of work at night at all, so.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Board, any questions?
No, thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, your last name? Mike?
Yant, Y-O-U-N-T.
Thank you.
All right.
Great, thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming and explaining.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks.
Take care.
Okay.
Okay.
Really
What
quick,
else did
the
you-
last thing, Jennifer Strong and I have been working on a special events application, and I think that legislation is pretty much ready to go. There are a couple of things hanging that we need to make some decisions to get that going, is a fee rate schedule, in essence, for the application. So we can't do it like on a sliding scale as it comes in. We have to actually denote the fees, okay? So for instance, for a block party, you know, my suggestion is $25, but maybe for those races, those foot races that need more services than others and so forth, maybe $250, you know? So if I run through this, can I get some input so I can give it to Jennifer and we can sew this up, because there's that lady with the chicken barbecue thing hanging, and we need to get this on the docket so that we can approve this legislation, you know, have our public hearings and so on and so forth, so that these people can be assisted.
So for a block party, what do we give them? We give them signs. Chief, Michelle, any input on fees, what services we're offering, or Carmen?
Now for a block party, we usually put up barricades. We do not usually post it unless the chief asks us to post for, so the road doesn't get too crowded. Then we have to put up all the no parking signs on the hydrant side.
Okay, what does that cost us to go out and do that?
Depends how big the development is, but, you know, 2 people to pound all the stakes. Depends how big the block is or the party is. Barricades are just, you know, put them in a truck, pick them out, set them up, put them on the side of the road. I don't know, Chief, your thoughts?
So, like the Summerfield Farms, when they did the block party last year, you know, we didn't block off any roads. We had to leave them open. But Iowa went out and they marked a bunch of different streets in the area to a certain distance that we worked out with them. One-sided parking only, so that there was complete access for any emergency vehicles. The other issues that are brought up are like some of the races and stuff. That ties up patrols. We have at times, depending on how long the race is, would bring in special details, which is an extra cost. So
I'm going into those bigger events, yeah,
Yeah,
as we
okay.
spoke, yeah.
So I've talked with.
But like for a block party, how much of your services are we using for like a block party?
So for this one, for example, there was none. I went down and met with the people, we couldn't provide them with security. That's not what we're here for. They would have to, if the event was going to be a certain size and had a certain amount of people, they would be required to hire their own personal security. That's not something that we're traditionally going to supply to a private.
In which, too, this application will be going to you, and if they have over 300 people, they have to have security, and you'll be reviewing that security plan, and that would, your review and/or approval or disapproval would, the actual approval or disapproval of the application would depend upon your input.
Okay.
Just so you know too, Dawn, right now the block parties are coming to us.
Right. They'll be filtered through Diane's office with a fee. And then we need to make sure that Diane's people are accommodated too, because that's an additional paperwork shuffle that has to be distributed to the departments like you and the police department and so on and so forth. So I'm just starting with a block
Our
party.
notification for that should also make sure that highway,
Yes.
police department, OEM.
Yep.
The ambulance services, the fire services. all
The
of it.
building, yes, buildings and
Building
codes too,
department.
right. So that it will come into Diane's office, and then she'll take this fee that I'm talking about, where we have to come up with a fee schedule, then she'll disseminate the document for review to the departments, and then everybody gives their input, and then the board can make a decision on the special event application.
Can you guys send us estimates for fees? Do you want to finish up the other
Well,
bigger ones? or
the
what-
drive-through fundraiser and block party, I think, should be nominal. But then we got festivals, street art, street shows, public celebrations, filming, concerts, and those are an event in which, or more like that Summerfield block party, that large event kind of thing we were talking about. So that should be a little bit more. And then when we get into parades, races, and walks, that's a little bit more of your services for safety. That's almost like the whole route. It's not just a couple of guys walking. It's, maintenance of the whole route. So for us to give our input over email per Jennifer Strong is a violation of open meetings law. That's why I wanted to bring it out onto the floor tonight and get some input to give Jennifer some direction on these fees, so that we can get this on the docket for the next meeting with public hearing and so forth, because again, we have a couple people hanging in the wings that need a couple of events. One of them is a chicken barbecue, the drive-through fundraiser situation, and also July 4th is coming.
What are we thinking for nonprofits that are coming through and asking for these things? Are we thinking
We
of?
cannot delineate. It has to be the type of situation. So a drive-through fundraiser is one thing. If a nonprofit's having a festival, all festivals are this price. All street shows, festival street shows are this price. That's what
I might
Jennifer
have
explained to me.
Okay, I may have misunderstood her. I believe I had a conversation with her. I can double check with her when she comes later. I thought she said that we could waive the fee if it's a nonprofit, if it's written a certain way. And
I had expounded that, for instance, the Boys and Girls Club has a race on July 4th. We partner with, now where a race would be maybe a higher fee because that would take more police officers, the town of Lancaster partners with the village as far as an event is concerned. When it's a municipally sanctioned event, such as the village has, July 4th is a sanctioned event, the town could sanction the July 4th event, and the Boys and Girls Club race could be waived at that.
Okay.
But we need to sanction our portion. The portion of the July 4th celebration is on town property. We need to just sanction that July 4th event as a town event, and then that can be waived.
Okay, I was thinking more of like the nonprofits that are having the chicken barbecues and things like that to raise money for little, like, school
Yeah,
groups
she
and
told
things
me I
like
can't
that.
waive fees. I tried that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to clarify with her.
Question?
Yep.
What about like the Strider race at Westwood? Because they give everything they make to the Lancaster Food Pantry.
Right.
Are they gonna have to pay all these fees to have the race? That's just a question.
I'm not a lawyer, and I asked her this because there are certain, like Melissa said, non-for-profits, you know? There's people having profitable events, there's people having non-profitable events. Where do you draw the line on the services that the town supplies and the awareness being there for the safety? Not only fire safety, building code and fire safety, but, you know, public safety and so forth. How do you draw that line? And I said, well, can't we just waive the fee? And Jennifer said, we could not just waive the fee because that's opening up a can of worms. That's,
Yeah.
Right?
we can't delineate between non-for-profits.
No, we just make a low fee.
Okay, so then, like a Brazen Brewery with their race coming in, we charge them $5.
I mean, this is kind of the way I'm seeing it. So, obviously, if someone's having a block party, highways out there, spending hours putting up no parking signs, all that, we have to charge something. But if the church down on Broadway is having a chicken barbecue on their private property, and they're nonprofit, why are we charging them anything? They're not
Right,
infringing
it's their
on us,
private
not
property.
costing the
Right.
town any money, any labor, anything.
Right.
It's kind of silly.
We should not be charging people to have events on their private
Yes.
property unless they need Town of Lancaster services.
Yeah, but that doesn't change, like my neighborhood has the garage sales and the highway department's out there putting the no parking. We have the Christmas where we raise all the money, highways out there putting no parking. They don't charge us to put the temporary no parking.
Yeah, no, and they're still taxpayers and deserve the services because they pay taxes for these services. So that's where we're in this, what do we charge? I mean, I'm not gonna pull numbers out of my, and say, hey, I'm starting with a nominal $25, starting a conversation. It's not up to me.
How about something where we charge a nominal amount for most of these things unless they're gonna need police services where we're gonna have to pay police officers to
I
actually
asked
be
Jennifer
there
that too,
on
we
an
can't
overtime.
charge for police services.
Well, I mean,
because
what,
they're
the type of
taxpayers.
events that they're gonna,
She said that I have to have we can't, because I said, okay, we have a $25 filing fee, right? And then if we have police services, as we were talking about the Brazen Brewery race, we're looking at how many offers and overtime and so on and so forth for safety. And she said, well, you can't charge them for the police services because they're Lancaster resident, in essence, paying taxes, so that their taxes cover the police
but
services.
again, if you
but we
called
can't
it,
charge them.
anything over 300 people has to pay a certain amount. Anything under 300 people has to pay
Yeah.
a certain amount. Can we break it up like that?
I agree, and I asked all these questions, and Jennifer is telling me no. So if we'd
So we're
like to
gonna have
speak
to-
to Jennifer again
Yep.
when she comes back, so that, you guys can believe what I'm saying, that's great. But I
That
asked
we're
all
saying
these
we don't
questions. I
believe
wanted the same thing.
Why don't we do this? There's no way this is getting done in the next 2 minutes. Why don't we put something for the chicken barbecue? Why don't we just say $25? She can write that up, right? And the
It all
rest of
has
it
to
can
be in
come.
this, it all has to be in the same law. She's changed it, it's the code. She's recodifying.
You changed the code.
Yeah.
Can we call a special meeting in the next 10 days when she can make it so we can discuss this? Because this isn't
That
even a
would be
half an hour.
great
worth of-
idea. That would
Yes,
be a
we
great
can.
idea,
We can-
because
yeah.
I don't want to
And we'll-
leave the lady with the chicken barbecue hanging for another, okay, we wait 2 weeks and so forth, because this has already been going over email over the last couple of weeks as it is.
Yeah.
And
So
I don't
we'll have
want
a special meeting, 4:30, so we don't, 4:30 work for everybody? Depending upon the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check with you guys tomorrow, we'll set something up
Okay.
immediately.
that would be great.
Okay.
Great.
And then it could hopefully still be ready for the next town board meeting because we've got, I think, 3 weeks till our next one.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I got time for, let's try up in front here. Ed, what do you got?
Let me see, Zebra Road. The right-of-way's been signed off. We've addressed the comments on what's called the plans and estimate package, and we're waiting DOT sign off on that package, and that's the last step to go to bid. So, we are inching closer. Still expected to go out this year and be built this fall.
Okay, that was what I was gonna ask.
The,
At 7 o'clock, I'm going to hit the gavel. We're just going to go through the process, and we're going to continue with the work session at that point, okay?
that's fine. That's fine. Walden Pond, electrical bids came in over budget. We're rejecting those tonight, and we're going to rebid that. New York Forward, bids are out for sound, lighting, rigging, and windows. They're due on June 25th. The senior center partition wall bids are out, due on June 17th. And the senior center roof siding and flooring bids are out, and they're due on June 25th.
Thank you very much. Just about 7 o'clock, so hang on one second.
Busy day.
Some dies. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lancaster Town Board meeting for June 16th, 2025. Diane, roll call, please.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Here.
Councilmember Dickman.
Here.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Here.
Councilmember Studley.
Here.
Supervisor Leary.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll be doing the invocation tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, as we all know, June 14th was Flag Day. We say our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag every meeting that we have. So I'm just going to read a little something from a poem, From the View of the Flag. I am whatever you make me, nothing more. I am your belief in yourself, your dream of what a people may become. I live a changing life, a life of moods and passions, of heartbreaks and tired muscles. Sometimes I am strong with pride when workmen do an honest piece of work, fitting the rails together truly. Sometimes I droop, for then purpose has gone from me, and cynically I play the coward. But always I am all that you hope to be and have the courage to try for. I am song and fear, struggle and panic, and enabling hope. I am the day's work of the weakest man and the largest dream of the most daring. I am what you make me, nothing more. I swing before your eyes as a bright gleam of color, a symbol of yourself. A pictured suggestion of that big thing which makes this nation. My stars and my stripes are your dream and your labors. They are bright with cheer, brilliant with courage, firm with faith, because you have made them so out of your hearts. Thank you. Okay, this evening we are going to have 16 pre-filed resolutions. We have 0 suspended resolutions. We have 0 public hearings. We are going to have 2 executive sessions for personnel issues. Tonight, we are closing in memory of Ted Malone, longtime employee, buildings and grounds, worked for the town of Lancaster. Unfortunately, Ted died of cancer. He was a dedicated member also of the Lancaster Fire Department and a longtime resident of our community. Okay, at this point, we're going to begin. Anybody who wants to, we're going to continue with our work session. I'm sorry. Matt, go ahead. Anything to report?
Nothing to report, but I'm thankful that we're able to get a resolution 4 on the docket. I want to thank the board for the support, as well as everybody that played a role in that. Ed in preparing the specifications, Andrew at TechNet for fine-tuning it, and Jen over in the attorney's office for reacting quickly and getting it on for tonight's vote. Appreciate that.
Great, thank you. Carmen, you want to come up here? Anything you got?
I promise I'll keep it short, shorter than his resolution reading. We've been busy.
There are some legal books back here behind us. I'm going to pull a couple of them out and just go through them.
We've been slammed. We had 2 tournaments at Walden Ponds the last 2 weekends. With the rain, we got everything in. They're happy. My phone was getting texts from Jeff Matthews at Walden Ponds, how he was shocked we got everything in. Happy. We redid the bathroom at Walden Ponds. We did the floor, painted it, made it brighter because they were complaining. That went well. We had Pitcher Day, Appreciation Day at Westwood Park. I don't know if you guys been through the parks on the weekends. They're just slammed. Joe, what's his name? He texted us. He was happy. They're all grateful. Everything's going good. Melissa, thank you for going for the ride. That was a busy day. Don for helping us with the grants. Everything's going good. part-time mechanic, I think will help us a lot. Depending on how everything goes, we can start helping the other departments out too with that. But besides that, I think everything's going good.
Great.
I know it's after 7, you guys want to get out of here.
Thank you. Michelle?
Somebody help me write this time. Good evening. The Highway Department's been extremely busy over these past few weeks. Along with our work, we have been assisting other departments and other towns with a lot of different projects. Our paver and paving crews were in Depew all last week, assisting the village of Depew with a few of the resurfacing projects. Last week, we milled sagebrush, amory, enchanted forest, Cider Mill Court, and Forest Stream. We'd like to thank the Village DPW, Depew DPW, Town of Newstead, Town of Aurora, Cheektowaga, and West Seneca for sending trucks with their assistance. We have completing the Forest Stream last week. Cider Mill Court was completed today. And Enchanted Forest should be wrapped up by Wednesday of this week. We will then continue to sagebrush and amory next Monday and Tuesday, weather permitting. We also completed hauling 5,000 ton of stone for the new turf at the Walden Ponds a few weeks ago to help out the Parks Department. This saved the town approximately $25,000 in trucking costs. We also sent tree crews down Enchanted Forest prior to milling to raise the canopy of the road to allow for the mill and paver. I'd just like to make the residents aware that we are only able to send one grappler out at the moment since we have all hands on deck for paving right now. As soon as we're done with paving, we will continue mass brush pickup, but we are falling behind, but we have to get all this other important stuff ahead of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chief?
I have no report tonight.
Thank you. Cindy, anything to offer on any planning or anything?
I just want to say, we have a very ambitious town board, and the last 2 weeks I've been meeting with several of you, and truly the grants that you are looking at are fantastic. I just want everyone to keep in mind the match number, and know that even though you're receiving a certain amount, that you have to be able to match that. There are ways to, in kind, use property, use services to also be part of your match. But the projects that you're looking to deliver to our residents are phenomenal, so I thank you.
Thank you. And I'm thinking maybe Highway digs out again, if we do go, get a splash pad or whatever, helps out on that. Again, hopefully save some money on the overall cost of that, so great. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, at this point, Town Board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the Town Board on any of the pre-filed or proposed, there are no suspended resolutions, for a total period of 30 minutes. Please raise your hand and be recognized by me. Give your name and address to the Town Clerk. Speak directly to the Town Board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the Town Board grants a speaker an extension of this time limit, and any unruly activity, including yelling or name-calling, will result in expulsion from the meetings. Is there anybody in here who wants to be heard on the pre-filed resolutions this evening? Just raise your hand. Yeah, I don't see any hands raised at this point, so we're going to move on to the next part of the meeting. We have no public hearings. Official reports from the Town Board. Anybody have any official reports? Melissa?
I was just going to report that we met with the Boys and Girls Club on the 5th of June. It was Mark, Dawn, and I. We didn't discuss any town business, and we did have that cleared with Jennifer that the three of us could be there as long as we're not discussing town-related information. We were just there to learn about what they need to tell us. They talked about the programs that they're providing, and from January 1st until the date of our meeting, they have 336 kids enrolled. So, and they're getting their financial reports ready. They've been working with Nick on making sure everything looks the way we would like it, so they can submit it.
Great. Thank you very much. Anybody else?
I have two,
Okay.
if I may. So starting Wednesday, June 25th, that is the beginning of our Concerts at the Band Shell. our Sounds of Summer concert series that Michelle started way back when, and Bob Giroux has continued. June 25th at the Oxford Band Show, we have Nashville North playing from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. We've got some food and ice cream there, so please join us and get a snack and listen to some cool music. Next report I have is from LVAC, their monthly report. This is the report for the month of May. Total calls 400. Advanced life support calls were 237 with 216 transports. Basic life support calls were 113 with 92 transports and 50 cancellations. Response times were 6 minutes and 57 seconds. Staffing, they're currently seeking part-time and per diem providers. And ambulance deployment, their staffing levels have stayed the same as previously reported. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 5 ambulances in service. Weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 4 ambulances. Weeknights, 3 ambulances are in service.
Okay. You guys have any reports at this point? Okay, I have 3 things I want to talk about. First one is possibly 4. Green light, we had them in here last meeting. They've gone out and they've done a pretty good job of taking care of everything that needed to be taken care of, correct, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. It's good to give, people come into our meetings and talk directly to the residents. The VFW, I attended the flag ceremony on Friday night. They couldn't do it on Saturday itself. What a great ceremony. The Girl Scouts were there. They had the breakdown of how you got to take a flag apart to burn the old flags. It was quite moving. It was great to see all the Girl Scouts showing up and participating in that with the VFW. I didn't know about it until that day, so sorry, there wasn't really time to notify anybody else at that point, but it was a pretty good ceremony in there. The VFW is having a concert on Saturday, June 21st, 2025, from 6 to 10 p.m. The purpose of the concert is to raise money to buy a service dog for one of our veterans. It is $10 per person. Advanced sales of the tickets are available right now at the VFW. Bring a long chair, bring the kids, bring whatever. There will be 50-50 split. Raffles, all proceeds go to sponsor a service dog, as I said, for a local disabled veteran. Lieutenant Colonel Matt Urban, VFW Post 7275, located at 3741 Walden Avenue, Lancaster, New York. So I will be there. The Rotary Club also helped out in sponsoring the event by helping to pay for the bands. So it's a great event. Hopefully a lot of people can make it to that event. The next thing I'm going to report on is we had an out briefing with Dreschler Malecki, our auditors, last Thursday. And I am pleased to report that at our recent, at that meeting, the auditors concluded that we now have a clean audit for 2024 fiscal year. This outcome reflects our commitment to transparency, accountability, and sound financial management. The auditors will present the detailed financials at the upcoming board meeting on July 2nd, 2025. We encourage residents to attend and engage with this important discussion. We thank our dedicated staff and the auditors for their thorough work, and we remain focused on serving our community with integrity. Now, it's going to be a pretty good audit. Normally, they do a management letter, which tells management what you got to do in the future to make things better. We discussed a few things, but I don't even think they're going to have to have a management letter at this point. That's what they do for their better clients. So it turned out really well. We managed to get rid of the problems that were left with us from the prior administration in a very quick, concise manner, and we're pretty pleased with that. So, and that's it for the reports and the committees. Okay, nothing else, committees or anything, correct? Okay, great. All right, we're going to start with the pre-filed resolutions. I have the first one. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the town board held June 2nd, 2025 be and are hereby affirmed. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Second resolution. Be it resolved that the following audited claims be and are hereby ordered paid from their respective accounts as per abstract to be filed in the office of the town clerk by the supervisor's office. Check run number 06/16/2025. Total amount hereby authorized to be paid, $384,427.39. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember,
Supervisor Lear, one thing, when you said July 2nd, it's actually July 7th for our next meeting?
did I,
Because this, yeah,
where's it? Okay.
just so the residents know that are watching.
Okay.
Because you said,
Oh, in your report.
about the audit,
Oh, yeah, okay.
about the audit,
Yeah.
July 7th.
7. I'm sorry, I apologize. But people are more than welcome to attend. Thank you for correcting me on that. Appreciate it.
Actually, the chief caught it, so I'll give him that.
Okay. Chief's always paying attention back there. Thank you. Okay. Councilmember Dickman, number 3 and 4, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer resolutions 3 and 4. Resolved that the following building permit applications be and are hereby reaffirmed. There's a total of 77. 52 of them are within the town, 25 in the village. Now therefore be it resolved that the building permit applications coded CSW for a conditional sidewalk waiver be and are hereby reaffirmed with the waiver of the town ordinance required for sidewalks. However, the waiver is granted upon the express condition that the town of Lancaster at any future date reserves the right to order sidewalk installation at the expense of the property owner.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
Number 4, whereas Matt Fishione, Code Enforcement Officer for the Town of Lancaster, has requested the purchase of 5 new Microsoft Surface Pro Copilot Plus PC with keyboard, Thunderbolt dock, and extended warranty for use by the Building and Zoning Departments, and whereas the above referenced PCs are eligible from an authorized dealer for Microsoft under contract with Sourcewell, a local government and procurement collaborative of the state of Minnesota, of which the town of Lancaster is a member and will be piggybacking off of, which will eliminate the need for competitive bidding pursuant to the general municipal law. And whereas the total cost for the 5 new Microsoft Surface Pros is $13,645.30 per CDWG's quote on May 29th, 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase from CDWG, an authorized dealer of Microsoft, from Sourcewell as proposed by Matt Fishione for a total amount not to exceed $13,645.30, which will be paid for from the budget line, office furniture and equipment.
Hang on one second. Okay. This is for, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? This is for 5 computers?
That's correct. We were budgeted for the entire department for the 2025 fiscal year, but the increase in costs and fees prohibited us to purchase the whole department, so we'll be splitting it up. We'll get 5 this year and then the remainder for 2026.
Okay, somebody want to check my math, but is that over $2,700 per computer?
With the software.
Yes, the computer, the software,
Docking stations.
probably that includes the licensing fees for the software, probably support and all that.
But it's 5 computers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
5 workstations.
5
Computers plus
workstations. Okay.
auxiliary.
Printers, anything else?
No printers, no.
All right. We're gonna have to talk to our computer people. I thought it was gonna be about $1,000 less than that per computer. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes, but we will talk to our computer people and find out what's going on, because if we gotta replace everybody's computer in the entire town, that's gonna be outrageous.
There's additional equipment that's associated
That
with
is
those.
associated with the building department?
That's correct.
Okay. Can you get, I voted yes for it. Can you get us a breakdown for the town board so we see that? and
Certainly.
How it's broken up? Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, resolution number 5, Councilmember Studley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer resolution number 5 for its adoption, whereas by letter dated June 3rd, 2025, Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief, has requested the creation of 1 new automotive mechanic, part-time, position in the town of Lancaster, Parks, Rec, and Forestry Department. Now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor of the town be and is hereby authorized to complete and submit Form PO17 for authorization by the Erie County Department of Personnel to create one position of automotive mechanic, part-time, in the Parks, Rec, and Forestry Department. And be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 6, whereas Hunting Valley Construction Incorporated, located at 825 Green Road, Cheektowaga, New York, the company awarded the contract for the Enchanted Forest Pedestrian Bridge, project number 0616HD11, has submitted change order number 1 to increase the amount by $612.89 to the town board for their approval based on the description previously provided to the town board. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves change order number 1 from Hunting Valley Construction Incorporated with respect to the outline description provided to the town. The original contract sum was $44,400. The increased amount is $612.89 for a total of $45,012.89. Be it further resolved that the supervisor be and is hereby authorized to execute this change order on behalf of the town of Lancaster. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, and honorable board. I'm offering Resolution 7 for adoption. Whereas Mark DeBrito, Ewing Irrigation, 5550 Genesee Street, Lancaster, has applied to the town board of the town of Lancaster for a permit for private improvements upon real property in the town of Lancaster within 5550 Genesee Street. Whereas the town engineer of the town of Lancaster has certified on the following permit application that he has reviewed the improvement plans and permit application for the installation of private improvements requested and that they conform to the ordinances of the town of Lancaster. Now therefore be it resolved that the private improvement permit application number 866, which is a permit for private improvements for strip topsoil, haul and dirt fill to balance site grades if needed, spread and compact fill and stone in the new storage area, excavate and install all stormwater management devices, example swales, dry bioretention swale and gravel diaphragm, regarding spread topsoil, fine, grade, and hydroseed all disturbed areas, pave existing fenced and parking lot after building addition to complete.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 8, whereas the town board is considering the proposed 3-lot minor subdivision submitted by Richard and Pamela Robinson, applicants for 203 Seabrook Road, which is a approximately 3.67 acre parcel located at 203 Seabrook Road, SBL number 116.03-2-2.11 in the town of Lancaster. And whereas the town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on June 4th, 2025, and recommended a negative declaration be issued. And whereas the town board has duly considered the plans for the project using the short environmental assessment form as set forth in 6 New York CRR of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, regulations and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the town Lancaster Planning Board. And whereas the town board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas, and has made a reasoned elaboration of the basis for its determination. And whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under seeker, now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Lancaster that 1, this project is described as above will not result in any large and important environmental impact and therefore will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. 2, the reasons supporting this determination are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance. 3, the town board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration. 4, the town clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. 5, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies. And 6, this resolution is effective immediately. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 9, whereas Richard and Pamela Robinson, property owners, submitted the application for the proposed 3-lot minor subdivision plat, as we currently previously talked about, in the town of Lancaster, in which the property will be divided into 3 parcels according to the preliminary plat plan dated May 29, 2025, prepared by True North Land Surveying and received May 30th by the Town of Lancaster Building Department. And whereas the town, acting as lead agency, duly considered the request for this project, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board in conformance with seeker regulations, and on June 16, 2025, the town board issued a negative declaration. And whereas the planning board held a public hearing, which was advertised in Lancaster Bee on May 22nd, and the public hearing was held on June 4th, 2025, whereas the planning board recommended to the town board on June 4th, 2025, the approval of 203 Siebert Road, the 3-lot minor subdivision plan as submitted. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the 203 Siebert Road 3-lot minor subdivision preliminary plat plan submitted by Richard and Pamela Robinson, prepared and dated as mentioned earlier in this resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Yes. Councilmember Studley, number 10, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 10 for adoption, whereas by letter dated June 9th, 2025, Carmen Ciccarelli, Maintenance Crew Chief for the Town of Lancaster, has recommended the appointment of the following individuals to the position of part-time temporary seasonal in Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department for the spring-summer season of 2025. Now therefore be it resolved that the following individuals are hereby appointed to the following part-time temporary seasonal positions in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department for a period not to exceed 5 months, and that these being part-time positions provide no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time temporary employees. There are 4 of them. There are 2 rec attendants, a lifeguard, and a laborer, varying from $15.50 an hour to $25 an hour, all effective June 30th. Be it further resolved that this appointment is contingent upon successful completion of all pre-employment checks and appropriate paperwork filed with the supervisor's office, New York State required certifications, new hire training programs, and completion of town policy acknowledgements. And be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 11, whereas pursuant to New York State Domestic Relations Law, Article 3, Section 11-C, the governing body of any village, town, or city is authorized to appoint 1 or more marriage officers who have the authority to solemnize a marriage, and whereas the number of marriage officers appointed by a municipality shall be determined by the governing body of the municipality, and whereas the term of marriage officers is to be determined by the governing body which makes the appointment, but the term of office cannot exceed 4 years. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lancaster Town Board appoint Andrea Craig as the marriage officer for the term commencing June 17th, 2025 through December 31st, 2027. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 12, whereas by letter dated June 6, 2025, Ronald Rosler, Emergency Management Director for the Town of Lancaster, has advised the Town Board that the Office of Emergency Management no longer has use for a 2000 Argo with utility trailer, model number D899-38, serial number CB16714, and has requested that the Town Board therefore deem this item to be surplus equipment. And whereas the Mill Grove Volunteer Fire Department, who services a portion of the Town of Lancaster, for emergency services and has expressed an interest in the purchase of the utility trailer. And whereas per a mutual agreement between the Town of Lancaster Emergency Management Department and the Mill Grove Volunteer Fire Department, they have agreed on a price of $1 for the above-mentioned utility trailer, as the utility trailer will continue to provide a benefit to the Town of Lancaster. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the sale of the 2000 Argo utility trailer to the Mill Grove Volunteer Fire Department for the agreed-upon price of $1. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question?
I just want to say, great idea to Ron Rosler.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good, and, you know, this is something that's going to help them quite a bit, especially with the storms and stuff. I know they're the only department under Lancaster Control that doesn't have an ATV, so this is good. Thank you, Ron.
Great. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 13, please.
Thank you again, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 13. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster does hereby grant a special use permit renewal to Joe Basil Chevrolet to operate an automotive dealership facility, quick lube oil change, and car wash facility on the premise located at 5111 Transit Road in the Town of Lancaster upon the terms and conditions set forth in the zoning ordinance for the period beginning July 3rd, 2025 and ending July 2nd, 2027, and that the applicant will continue in compliance with the conditions set forth and supplementary regulations and special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and to any additional conditions listed herein if the applicant continues to engage in the automotive occupations listed above on the premise, namely, and it has 7 conditions.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 14, Councilmember Schroeder, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 14. Whereas by letter dated June 10th, 2025, John Trojanowski, as the Executive Director for the Town of Lancaster Youth Bureau, has recommended the appointment of the following individuals to the position of part-time temporary seasonal for the Youth Bureau's Summer Theater Program. Now therefore be it resolved that the following individuals are hereby appointed to the following part-time temporary seasonal positions at the Lancaster Youth Bureau for a period not to exceed 5 months, and that these being part-time positions provide no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for the part-time employees. And we have a Deborah Selzer as a tutor for $17, Julie Durham as a tutor for $16.50, Timothy Zaylor as a tutor for $16.50, and Warren Triplett, again as a tutor for $15.50. Be it further resolved that this appointment is contingent upon successful completion of all pre-employment checks and appropriate paperwork filed with the Supervisor's Office, New York State required certifications, new hired training programs, and completion of town policy acknowledgements. And be it further resolved that the Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 15, whereas by letter dated June 10th, 2025, John Trojanowski, Executive Director for the Town of Lancaster Youth Bureau, has recommended to the Town Board the appointment of 2 additional members to serve on the Town of Lancaster Youth Board. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the following individuals are hereby appointed to the Town of Lancaster Youth Board effective July 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. We have Rebecca Fata, Depew Schools Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Instruction, and Personnel, and Paul Ranzoni, Depew High School Principal. Be it further resolved that the Supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. John Trojanowski, neither of those people are with us tonight, are they? No. Okay, thank you. Resolution number 16, whereas the Town Board previously duly advertised bids for the Walden Pond Park Athletic Field electrical improvement in the Town of Lancaster, and whereas the bids were received, opened, and reviewed on June 9th, 2025, And whereas the town board, after due review, has determined to execute its right reserved in the bid documents to reject the bid received for Walden Pond Park Athletic Field electrical improvement in the town of Lancaster, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby rejects the bid received for the Walden Pond Park Athletic Field electrical improvement pursuant to the rights reserved to the town in the bid documents, and directs the clerk to so advise the bidders and return any bid bond posted in accordance with the bid specification. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Now we will do the presentation of communications by the town clerk. Number 297, received and filed. 298, to code enforcement. 299, received and filed. 300, for resolution. 301, received and filed. 302, for resolution. 303, received and filed. 304, resolution tonight. 305, received and filed. 306, for resolution. 307, resolution tonight. 308, code enforcement officer of the town board is a resolution tonight. 309, received and filed. 310, received and filed. 311 was a resolution tonight. 312 was a resolution tonight. 313 was also a resolution tonight. 314 to code enforcement. 315 to code enforcement. 316 received and filed, and 317 received and filed. Okay. At this time, the town board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the town board on any town of Lancaster subject for a total period of 30 minutes. Procedure is to raise your hand and be recognized by the supervisor, give your name and address to the town clerk, speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided up front. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants a speaker an extension of this time limit. And number 5, any unruly activity, including yelling or name-calling, will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anyone who wants to address the town board on any matter at this time? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir.
I just want to wish Adam a happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you
Birthday.
for doing that. But next time, you got to come up to the microphone and do
Yeah,
it.
you gotta state your name.
You gotta
Happy
sing.
birthday, Adam. Thank you.
You gotta sing.
Okay. Does anybody else want to address the town board on any other matter than Adam's birthday? Please raise your hand. Okay. Seeing no hands raised, we're going to bring that portion of our meeting to an end. We are going to be going into executive session to discuss a couple of issues at this point in time, and therefore, can I have a motion to go into a executive session?
So moved.
Do we have a second? Second. On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to be in executive session for a while. Everybody have a good night.
What do you mean a while?
As long as it takes.